Guys, today we've got Yeezy and Bape. Travis Scott Jordans are dropping way sooner than we thought, and there's a ton more $20 Yeezy available now. Welcome to Sneaky Sundays, and it's been a pretty big week, so let's do a quick release recap, starting with the Nina Chanel Abneys. Now, it's been a good big week in terms of releases. Did you get them or not? That's the real question. I struck out on these. I did definitely want to check them out, but hey, you just gotta take what you can get. Let me know if you managed to grab them. Then, of course, we had the ALD New Balance 1000s. I am very happy to say I managed to get these in the colorway that I wanted, this all over white pair. And then, of course, the Artifact Nike Dunks. These things look insane. I definitely would have tried to grab them if I could, but they were a US exclusive, and there was like damn near 0 pairs that released. Oh yeah, and then we also had the Huff Nike Air Max 1. Let me know what sneakers you picked up down in the comment section, but let's keep it moving to this upcoming stuff, and let's kick it off with the Bad Bunny Adidas San Juan. So this is the Gazelle that a lot of people seem to really love. In my opinion, it's nice, but is it that nice? I don't know. The colors are really cool. I like what they did with most of the shoe in terms of like the slight changes they did to it. Like they made it puffier. They added like an extra tongue. They changed the silhouette without, you know, going crazy on it. The one questionable detail I do have about these is the size tag on the back. I thought it's a little bit odd, but I gotta be honest, the added ankle puffiness is definitely going to add to the comfort of this shoe, which I'm a huge fan of, because typically like Adidas Gazelles or Sambas are not the most comfortable shoes. Like actually they're pretty damn uncomfortable. So these hopefully have a little bit of extra padding. Either way, these are dropping right around the corner. In fact, they look like they're dropping today, the 23rd of June. So let me know if you grabbed these. Takashi Murakami is going to be dropping another colorway in the Ohana slide. This time it's coming in blazing yellow. So these are going to be dropping on the 25th of June, so just in a couple days, and that's exclusively through Complex Shop, and the retail price on these is $120, so not cheap. But considering how limited these things are, and if you really liked this style, this is one of the harder slides to pick up. Like I think they're reselling for a ton of money. We just got official images of the Jordan 1 High First in Flight, which yeah, I like them. This is a pretty solid colorway. Unfortunately, it is going to be exclusive to women's sizing, which is pretty annoying when they do that. Nevertheless, these are going to be dropping right around the corner, which is happening on July the 6th, apparently. This next one's pretty interesting. We're going to be getting another G-Dragon Nike Air Force 1 Paranoise. This one is going to be called the 3.0. This shoe I always found super interesting because the past ones have always been like super simple until you discover that it has like this wear-away material on the upper to reveal a crazy design underneath. These most likely will have the exact same kind of design element because these look pretty much just the same on the outside, just are going to be different in terms of the colors. Like these ones are black with the turquoise Nike swoosh. We're also going to be getting this one with the pink Nike swoosh. Now we don't have any images of what they look like underneath, but you can only assume it's going to be relatively similar to what they've done in the past. Nevertheless, for anybody who's a fan of these things, they are going to be coming back this fall season. No specific release date, just sometime this fall. Sticking with Air Force Ones, my man Drake is dropping another pair. This time it's I don't know what they're going to be calling this, Certified Lover Boy maybe, but it's basically what he did last time, just with some light blue. So this is what it's going to look like over here. I believe this is a speculative mock-up, but I guess you can just kind of assume it's going to be very similar to the first ones that they did. Now the first ones were relatively underwhelming, like it was basically just a better quality Air Force One. Now this one at least adds that kind of signature light blue Nocta color in there. I don't know whether they're going to go with that Certified Lover Boy theme or not and still have like the text on the midsole or something, but they probably have to, because that's like the only differentiating factor between these and a regular Air Force One. These are only going to be dropping early 2025, so I'm sure we're going to get plenty of updates before then. So yeah, as soon as we get them, I'll let you know. Nike is really ramping up the I guess the anticipation for their upcoming Air Max Sunder release. So it's actually a collaboration with the kids of Immigrants. This is the Nike Air Max Sunder SP. It's apparently going to be a pack, so maybe there's a couple different colorways. Now the Sunder model, as we know, we're going to be getting a bunch of OG colorways coming back later down the line this fall. So them releasing this collaboration is pretty interesting. It shows that they're really trying to make kind of a statement with this model coming back. I like this collaboration because they did something different. Like it's not just the regular Air Max Sunder. They've changed the upper in a really interesting way. Not the biggest fan of the colorway, but I don't mind what they've done to it. Either way, this is the shoe that's probably going to be dropping similar time to the rest of the Sunders, so around full time this year. We got some brand new looks looks at the upcoming Nike Kobe 5 X-Ray. I gotta be honest, I thought that these were just samples and that we're not going to be releasing, but apparently they should be dropping this Halloween time for $190. I actually like the look of these things. They're pretty cool. They basically took like the Air Force One Halloween with like the X-Ray foot and then just placed it on a Kobe 5. The toes are pretty spread out over here in terms of the X-Ray. So I believe what this is going to be is like an actual X-ray of Kobe's feet, or that's at least what they're rumoring it's supposed to be. I'm sure there's going to be some story behind it, considering this is a Kobe release in every colorway. They're not just going to slap something random on there. They should be dropping October the 31st, of course, for Halloween. Let me know what you think of these down in the comments. Adidas is really leaning into this Infinity model. Now, these are going to be dropping in July, and I gotta be honest, I'm kind of liking what they look like. These don't look as like boxy as the Mad Infinities. They look a little bit sleeker, a little bit more lifestyle-y. And even though this is the only image that we have, I think this could be a cool lifestyle version of that basketball-inspired sneaker. I wouldn't mind checking them out, especially for $130. I think it could be a pretty interesting sneaker. If you like them as well, they're going to be dropping July the 4th. We're not done yet. Adidas is also going to be dropping an Adifoam Infinity Slide, which I also kind of think is a little bit interesting. Some of the colors make it look a little bit weird, like the metallic one kind of just reminds me of like some kind of Tin Man shoe, but the other ones look like they could be pretty cozy. It's some kind of like mule slide crossover thing. I'm honestly, I might try these things out. If they're super comfortable, I'll be on board. They're dropping right around the corner, July the 1st. Let me know what you think of these. Am I crazy for saying that they could be all right? CDG and Nike are teaming up to bring to life a weird mashup Air Max 96 sneaker. Take a look at these things over here. So at first, I didn't even really know that this was supposed to be an Air Max 96 just because it's so freaking different. But apparently what they're doing with this silhouette is mashing together the Air Max 96, which you can see on the left, and then the Nike ISPA Sense Flyknit. Two very random sneakers to mash together. I think, like, are they related in any way? But then they also changed up like the actual design of the Air Max 96 quite significantly. Like, it's almost like this white element over here is a little bit puffy. It kind of extends from the upper. Now, I will say that there is a bunch of different colors. There's not just this hot pink version. I think there's a white, potentially a black as well. Nevertheless, I definitely think it's interesting, and I would not mind checking these things out in the right colorway. And as far as the release date, they are further down the line, spring summer 2025. All right, let's get into this Travis Scott news. So my man was arrested recently. He was arrested Thursday 20th of June for disorderly intoxication and trespassing after warning. And literally the next day, he released a freaking mugshot t-shirt of his arrest. However, he kind of photoshopped it, so he's actually like smiling in it. So you can see, I don't know, this is a very blurry image, but he's smiling in it, and then this is the actual mugshot, which is him. Yeah, not looking too happy. I just think it's so hilarious how quick this was. Like, was he like still in jail while they just whipped this up, his team maybe? Either way, this t-shirt was $35, which sounds like super reasonable. However, it really depends where you are in the world. We also just got a look at probably what's going to be one of the most expensive Travis Scott Jordan 1s of all time, potentially. This is the Travis Scott Air Jordan 1 Low White Part, and it's limited to 350 pairs. So basically, it comes in this freaking briefcase, and it was all basically made for one of Travis Scott's parties, and I guess everybody who attended the party got a pair of these shoes. The crazy thing is, like, you look at this, like, they've got a freaking exclusive box that's all just made for this one pair of shoes. It says, "Don't puke on here and do not resell them. I know who you are," which is pretty hilarious because Travis Scott would know who attended the party and who he gave these shoes to, so if he sees them on the aftermarket, he knows who to look into. It looks very similar to like those $1,000 Jordans that were exclusive. It's just all white. It's a Jordan 1 Low. They look like they have slightly more premium leather. It will just be very interesting to see if we do see these on the aftermarket, which I think we would. Like, surely some of the people that go to this party are like, shit, I don't need another white pair of shoes. I could get like 5 to 10K for these things. I'm just gonna sell them. But a pair of Travis Scotts that you can actually try and buy is the upcoming Travis Scott Jordan 1 Low OG Medium Olive, which we originally thought was going to be dropping next year. However, it's dropping this year, September the 9th. So it honestly seems like Travis Scott sneakers have been kind of like rumored and then cancelled and then pushed forward, pushed back, release dates change. These things are dropping relatively soon, in the next next 2-3 months, and this is definitely going to be a very anticipated release. So it's basically like a reverse olive colorway. You've got the light green as the suede as the base material instead of the black like on the olives. You've got the black Nike swoosh instead of the olive Nike swoosh, and then you've got white leather overlays. So there's a lot of comparisons between like reverse mochas but then also the olive, so it's kind of like a combination of that. But yeah, I don't really have to tell you guys how hyped these things are going to be. Definitely going to be more of a challenge than the Elkins colorway, so if you are after these, yeah, I don't have much help to give you because they're going to be damn near impossible. Nike is going to be dropping a pair of shoes that massage your feet. Now, I'm not entirely sure if this is going to be a gimmick or not. It seems a little bit gimmicky, but I mean, hey, if the tech is there and they actually make sense for athletes, then maybe these could be like the most futuristic shoes ever. So this is a collaboration between Hyper Ice and Nike, and they've got a boot and a vest, and this boot I actually think looks pretty cool, not gonna lie, but you do have like this huge panel around the back with like some controls. So basically the Hyper Ice boot is a high top sneaker that can massage your feet on demand. The boot can send heat deep into the tissue and the ankle. The shoes feature 3 levels of compression, and both left and right shoe can be synchronized or have individual massage levels. So this is LeBron James wearing them over here, testing them out, because obviously he is an athlete that would require these things. Like if you're not an elite level athlete, do you really need these things? And I guarantee they're gonna cost like probably $1,000. But apparently they are actually gonna be dropping to the general public. So it'll be very interesting to see what kind of prices they end up on. Action Bronson just teased his brand new New Balance collaboration. This time it's on the Minimus Trail model. So this this thing right over here, yeah, it's definitely a crazy model. It almost looks like a trail barefoot shoe. This is not the exact sneaker. I believe this is just a regular colorway. This is the one that he teased over here. He said next up, and you can see it's kind of got those, you know, Action Bronson colors on there. This is going to be interesting to see how people kind of feel about this. This is definitely kind of a very different type of shoe for him to drop. Nevertheless, this is the only tease that we've had, so as soon as you get any more information, I'll let you know. Pharrell just debuted a brand new Adidas Superstar model at Paris Fashion Week. So basically, he decided to make some just huge, chunky superstars. Like, these things are massive. Now, quite fittingly, they're giving this the name the double wide, because maybe it is actually like double the width of a regular superstar. Like, they are super wide. It kind of seems like something, you know, Mischief would do, but there is a couple different versions of this. It kind of scales up, so you have like a super slender version, which is this one over here, which almost looks like an Onitsuka Tiger or something like that. And then you have like a medium version, which is kind of in the middle, and then you got the double wides, which obviously are double wide. Oh yeah, and it comes in packaging like, you know, meat from a butcher, where it's just like a styrofoam plate with cling wrap over it. As of right now, we don't have any release information, but I'm sure they'll be dropping relatively soon. Nike just unveiled a bunch of upcoming sneakers for later down the line this year. They did it all through the Nike Sneakers app live stream, so here's what we got. The Nike Total 93. We're also getting a bunch of Nike Gattos, Air Force One Low Vanta, the Air Force One Low Paris, the Nike Dunk Low Berlin, a bunch of different colorways in the Nike Air Rift Premium, a Nike Air Footscape Woven Black Rainbow. But these are the ones that are a lot more interesting. We've got the Nike Air Zoom Spiridon. This is something that we actually knew was going to be coming back for a while now, but we're getting the OG Sport Red this holiday season. The Nike Air Force One Low Escape, that one's pretty dope. And then we got the freaking Green Goblin Flight Posits coming back in metallic gold. So yeah, this is literally the shoe that the Green Goblin wore, which I think is pretty freaking iconic. They're going to be dropping holiday 2024. We're getting the Galaxy Foam Posits back spring 2025 for $230. And then we're getting a bunch of Air Max silhouettes like a Swarovski Crystal collaboration on the Air Max Plus. We're getting the Air Max TL 2.5 in 2 different colors, which I think is pretty sick. And then we're getting kind of like this mashup Air Max waffle. And then we're getting a bunch of different Air Max Sunders. This is, I believe, the Gore-Tex version. Let me know which one of these you are most excited for, but I think there's some gems in there. All right, let's get into some of this Yeezy news. This is pretty wild. So Bape is dropping Yeezy slides, like literally. Take a look at this over here. Now, when I first saw this, I was like, what is going on here? Like, this cannot be real. Bape, are you serious? Turns turns out Bape is serious. Bape is really serious. So take a look at their website. These things actually already dropped exclusively out in Japan and they sold out. These are not just like similar to Yeezy sides. These look almost identical. Like, I would not be surprised if this is a freaking Yeezy slide that Bape just dipped in a freaking camo hydro dip and then just sold them. Now, the weirdest thing about all of this is the fact that Bape is currently collaborating with Adidas. Like, they have models on the Adidas Confirmed app or their website that are Adidas collaborations. So I don't know what's going on here. Like, surely if they release these things, Adidas is like, hey, that is our IP. Maybe Adidas was like, hey, we've got a bunch of these freaking black slides that are still sitting on the Adidas Confirmed app. Do you want to just take them, dip them or something, you know, do your little camo thing and then sell them for us? You've got like the same look at the back. You've got the same spikes. These things just, you know, the dip kind of just comes a little bit lower so they don't look as exaggerated, but these are like identical. It is insane. I don't know what is going on with this, but Bape, I mean, they are kind of known for, you know, copying other people's stuff. That's why they literally got sued by Nike. But who sues here? I believe with the Yeezy slides, Ye actually owns the patent for these things. So I don't know whether he's gonna try file a lawsuit against Bape, but this is definitely pretty strange. Let me know what you think of this down in the comment section. I think it is absolutely insane. Next up, we got $20 Yeezy, except this one's pretty strange. It's not $20 Yeezy from Adidas. It's not $20 Yeezy from Yeezy. It's $20 Yeezy from LA Apparel. So this is a website called Los Angeles Archive, and it's a website created, I believe, by Los Angeles Apparel, a company that made a lot of the Yeezy merch, not just the Yeezy Gap stuff, but a lot of like Ye's own merch for like different things. I believe he made like the 2020 Vision hoodie and stuff. Either way, they created a new domain website so that they could get rid of all of this unreleased Yeezy Gap stuff that they still have left over. It seems like a lot of people have stuff left over from the Yeezy Gap collaboration. We know that Gap had a bunch and then they tried to secretly sell it off to China. And then we know that they eventually managed to sell it to a bunch of like vintage stores who all then sold it themselves. We know that Ye got his hands on a bunch of Yeezy Gap stuff and then sold it through his website. But now LA Apparel is selling off what they have left. What you have on this website is some t-shirts, you've got a hoodie, you've got some long sleeves, and you've got a bunch of different sweatpants. You've got like a thin sweatpant, a heavy sweatpant, and some cargo pants. And all of it is very, very discounted. So we're talking like $70 for the hoodie, $45 for the zip up, a bunch of different sweatpants for $45, $35, $20 t-shirts. It's pretty insane. Big question that a lot of people were wondering is like, is this legit? Just a random website that was literally just created selling Yeezy Gap stuff? Surely it's a scam. From what I can tell and what I found online, this is legit. It's basically just LA Apparel doesn't want to sell this stuff on their website, I assume, because it would be controversial or it would be weird to have on their website when they're trying to sell other stuff. So they decided to create a different domain and sell it that way. But again, I'm not entirely sure. I haven't ordered anything, so we cannot be certain. But from what I can tell through different Reddit pages and people online, this does seem like it's legit. Just definitely be skeptical and consider if you are actually going to order anything. Maybe do your own research. I don't want to recommend it and then you get scammed or something. So I'm just saying, hey, this stuff is here. I'm definitely not suggesting you buy it. So that wraps it up, guys. We do this every single Sunday, so make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can stay updated on all of the latest information. And if you want to catch the 7 most controversial canceled sneakers in history, click that video right over there.